Welcome to the incredible Prospect of Whitby pub in London, located very close to the site of a place of gruesome terror, the fearsome Execution Dock. Execution Dock, located on the north bank of the River Thames in Wapping, East London, served for over 400 years as the principal site where the British Admiralty carried out the executions of pirates, smugglers and mutineers. From the 1500s until the early 19th century, it was here that the condemned met their grisly fate, suspended over the tide, their bodies left to hang until at least 3 tides had passed over them. One of the most infamous figures to meet his end at Execution Dock was the Captain William Kidd. Born in Dundee, Scotland around 1655, Kidd initially earned a reputation as a privateer, an armed sailor sanctioned by the government to attack enemy ships during wartime. He was even considered a respectable sea captain and a man of honour, rubbing shoulders with prominent nobles and financiers. However, his fortunes changed dramatically when he was commissioned in 1695 to hunt pirates in the Indian Ocean. Kidd set sail aboard the Adventure galley, but his voyage was beset with misfortune and tension. With a restless crew and a lack of booty, he allegedly turned to piracy himself, attacking ships under questionable legal pretences. His most controversial captures were the Quedagh Merchant, a ship sailing under French passes but carrying British interests, and the Ruparel, acts which caused a major scandal and ultimately sealed his fate. By the time Kidd returned to the Caribbean and then on to Boston in 1699, the political tide had turned against him. Arrested and transported to London, he stood trial for piracy and murder in 1701. Despite his defence, which included claims that he had acted within the bounds of his commission, Kidd was convicted. On the 23rd of May 1701, he was hanged at Execution Dock. According to contemporary reports, the rope broke on the first attempt, a fairly common and gruesome occurrence, requiring a second hanging. His body was then tarred and suspended in chains and gibbeted at Tilbury Point as a stark warning to other would-be pirates. Execution Dock was notorious for its public spectacle. Processions would begin at the Marshalsea or Newgate prison, with the condemned paraded through the streets in an open cart, flanked by the Admiralty Marshal and guards. Crowds lined the riverbank to watch, and riverside taverns would fill with spectators. One such establishment was the Prospect of Whitby, which, as we can see, still stands today, and is believed to occupy the very site of the executions. Dating back to the early 16th century, this historic pub has witnessed centuries of river trade, smuggling and punishment. The interior is a veritable Aladdin's cave of piracy and nautical heritage. Images of pirates, executions and legal documents and decrees bedeck its ship-like wooden walls. With its history, it is perhaps no surprise that the hostelry is said to be haunted by all manner of spectral beings. While Captain Kidd remains the most famous, many others have met their end at Execution Dock. Notable among them was the fearsome and loathsome Charles Vane, an English pirate known for his ruthlessness, who was captured and hanged in 1721. Another was George Davis, a former naval officer who turned pirate and was executed in 1743. Their deaths, like Kidd's, were used to reinforce the rule of law on the seas and the long reach of the British Empire and the Admiralty. Today, while the original gallows are long gone, local pubs such as the Prospect of Whitby and the aptly named Captain Kidd nearby display hangman's nooses as part of their macabre decor. The legacy of Execution Dock therefore lives on in maritime folklore, the shadow of history lingering over the Thames, and in the creaking timbers of the Prospect of Whitby and other riverside inns along its banks in this part of London. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share and most importantly subscribe, and you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.